Hey everybody, Kyle Goth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel. It is the first day of the Twin Cities Film Festival as I am recording this. I just got back from a screening of Conclave, so I thought I'd record some videos, including my first reactions to the film. This is one of the most anticipated movies of the festival for me. It was our opening night film. It's directed by Berger, and it stars Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, Isabella Rossellini. This movie looks like an acting powerhouse on the outset. I'm also always incredibly interested in what kind of goes on behind closed doors of major societies, major groups. And while I am not a Catholic, I do find the subject fascinating, as well as the subject of faith in film. I oftentimes get criticized because faith-based movies, I have a lot of problems with them. I think more often than not, the kind of smaller companies tend to go by the idea that if your faith isn't, that if you just keep your faith, everything will work out right. But I think the most interesting element of a faith-based movie is the idea that your faith is tested, and that is what happens in this film here. We have Cardinal Lawrence, who is played by Ralph Fiennes, as a man who no longer really believes in what he's doing. They don't really get too in deep into the specific details of it, but he no longer believes that he's necessary and good in his position. And so he's been tasked basically with finding the next pope. The way Conclave works is all these cardinals get together, they all vote for the next pope, elect them. If you don't have, I think it's 72 votes, everybody takes a break, comes back and votes again, and they just keep voting until somebody goes, ascends to the Pope throne, if you will. And essentially that's the breakdown of the film. There's things going on outside. It's kind of this boilerplate film because no one's allowed to leave the conclave until it is done. So we have a lot of characters standing in rooms saying things to each other, but it's incredibly exciting. There are elements of Cardinal Lawrence's character where he kind of speaks about like no person's faith is perfect and no person is perfect. We should hope to have a pope that makes mistakes and wants to make up for them instead of hiding behind his perfection. And that's the thing he's kind of looking for, is a pope that is not afraid to discuss his own misgivings. And I think that's a really captivating idea, the decision, or I guess the division between faith and power, and how some of the people going for the papal throne are not the right people. They just want the power associated with it. So I think this movie was fascinating. It was so incredibly exciting. There's not a lot of big bombastic moments in terms of action, but there's a lot of character action that was very exciting, very captivating, with some really great performances. Honestly, it's one of the best films just for performance throughout the entire year. And I'm just so excited that the idea of an under 2-hour film that is PG rated potentially getting a Best Picture nomination, which I think it would be very deserving of. So I really enjoyed what Berger was doing with this film. He previously directed that newer version of All Quiet on the Western Front. When you make a war film, you can, and I'm not saying he did, but you can kind of hide behind the big bombastic moments, the big war pieces, and he kind of found ways to subvert that and focus on the characters themselves in that film. And I think he gets that even further because it's essentially an actionless film in many ways, Conclave. But he gets those character moments, the character interactions, and makes that into the action, makes the twists and turns out of that. Now, you might find a few of them to be a little over the top. There's a lot of stuff happening in the film. Maybe strains credulity in some ways, but it is, at its heart, a very interesting film about the lengths of power versus the lengths of faith, the lengths of that one is willing to go in order to subvert that. And I think Conclave is an excellent movie that you should definitely check out. I believe it opens on Friday officially, Friday the 20... next week, Friday. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below when you've seen it, or your excitement level for the film as well. Let me know down in the comment section. We'd love to have you over there. While you're down there, please like and subscribe. There are 2 free things you can do that help to support the channel immensely, and you never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. While you're... You can also go to GoatFilmReviews.com for my many written reviews. You can go to Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally and Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. You can find my show Kyle and Nick on Film that I co-host with Nick Plotchuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes of that show every single week. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.